There are cities that were once glorious and brilliant as the center of human civilization, then suddenly disappeared without a trace, swallowed by time and nature. Bustling roads are now deserted trails, majestic buildings are now silent ruins in the deep forest. What caused those cities to fall into oblivion? Did nature destroy them? Or are there some secrets still hidden deep, waiting to be discovered? 1. Ollantaytambo, the mysterious fortress of the Incas amidst the majestic mountains of the Sacred Valley, lies an architectural marvel that has left the world in awe. Ollantaytambo. This is not only an ancient city, but also a testament to the extraordinary wisdom and power of the Inca civilization. The massive blocks, some weighing more than 50 tons, were transported from quarries miles away, crossed rivers and over mountains, and fitted together without any adhesive. Modern engineers still cannot fully explain how the Incas did it. Seen from above, the entire city resembles a giant eagle spreading its wings, as if to protect the Inca people. The water system here has been in operation for over 500 years, proving the ability of design beyond the time. Ollantaytambo is also a historic battlefield. It is the only place where the Inca defeated the mighty Spanish army in a direct battle. The Inca built a clever defense system, with walls that had a strange ability to reflect the shouts of the soldiers back, further confusing the enemy. More than just a fortress, it was also a natural laboratory, with terraced fields designed to create different microclimates for agricultural research. It was a fusion of military strategy, religion, science, and art, all in this legendary city. Today, standing before the giant stone walls, gently inclined to resist earthquakes, one can still feel the great strength and wisdom of the Incas. Ollantaytambo is not only a relic of a distant past, but also a reminder of a civilization that reached its brilliant peak and then disappeared into the dust of history. 2. Tombs of the Kings of Pontus. The rock tombs on the cliff, on the steep slopes of the city of Amasya, Turkey. There are structures that have silently watched the passage of time for more than 2 millennia. The tombs of the Kings of Pontus, the rock-cut tombs of the Pontic kings. These tombs were carved directly into the white limestone cliffs around the 3rd century BC, during the Hellenistic period. The massive blocks of stone were carved with exquisite precision, creating imposing facades with round columns and domes reminiscent of ancient Greek architecture. There are 21 tombs in total, the 5 largest of which are located in the area known as the Palace of the Maidens. The height of each tomb ranges from 8 to 15 meters, enough to make anyone who looks up feel small before the grandeur of the past. But these tombs are more than just the resting places of Pontic kings. They are also symbols of power, of the desire for eternity. The silent stone walls seem to still echo the whispers of lost dynasties, telling of a time when Amasya was the heart of power and civilization. Today, when the sunset dyes the mountainside golden, the mausoleums look like gates to another world, both majestic and mysterious. Visitors coming here not only admire a heritage, but also feel the strange harmony between nature and human hands, where rough mountain rocks have turned into immortal monuments to the deceased kings. 3. Vardzia, city in the heart of the rock. In the middle of the Erusheti Mountains in southern Georgia, there is a magnificent structure that seems to exist only in legends. Vardzia, the city inside the rock. Built in the 12th century, during the reign of Queen Tamar, Vardzia was both a religious center and an impregnable fortress, protecting the nation from invasion. When you arrive here, you will be overwhelmed by a giant maze carved deep into the cliff. More than 3,000 rooms are connected by a complex system of tunnels, including chapels, living quarters, food storage, and even secret halls. Everything is solidly built into the rock, creating a hidden city that is difficult for enemies to detect. More than just a refuge, Várzea was also a spiritual center, where thousands of monks lived and practiced. The surviving frescoes tell the history, religion, and even the portrait of Queen Tamar, who made the mountain an immortal symbol of faith and wisdom. However, in 1283, a terrible earthquake devastated Várzea, collapsing much of the outer structure, revealing the mysterious corridors and chambers within. From then on, the city was gradually abandoned, leaving only the stone walls silent against the mountain winds. Today, Várzea still leaves visitors in awe. Amidst the majestic nature, the dark chambers and deep passages remind us that ancient people were once capable of turning an entire mountain into a shelter, a fortress, and an eternal religious symbol. Várzea, the city in the mountains, is not only a relic, but also a witness to the resilience and desire to survive of a once glorious civilization. 4. Pisac, sacred land of the Incas high. On a mountainside overlooking the sacred valley in Peru, lies the magnificent site of Pisac, one of the most sacred sites of the Inca civilization. It was not only a fortress, but also an important religious, agricultural, and astronomical center. The first thing that makes Pisac special is the terraced fields that stretch like ladders up to the sky. They not only serve as agricultural purposes, but also serve as a clever system of water control and erosion control. Each terrace was designed to create its own microclimate, allowing the Incas to grow different crops on the same mountain. At the heart of Pisac is the Temple of the Sun, where massive blocks of stone were fitted together with extreme precision to create a structure that was both religious and astronomical. The Incas used the temple to observe celestial phenomena, determine planting times, and hold rituals to worship the gods. In addition to its religious function, Pisac also served as a fortress protecting the valley. Its strong walls and mysterious tunnel system are said to have helped the Incas defend against invasions. There are legends that, before the empire collapsed, Inca treasures were hidden in secret tunnels under Pisac, and to this day, no one has found them. Today, when standing high up and looking down, you will see the entire Pisac complex as a perfect blend of nature and human hands. It is a fortress, an agricultural laboratory, and an ancient observatory. Pisac is a living testament to the wisdom, belief, and aspiration to reach the sky of the Inca people. 5. Prambanan, magnificent Hindu temple complex in Indonesia. On the Indonesian island of Java, amidst lush green fields and tropical skies, stands a temple complex that astounds the world. Prambanan Stodastil, the largest Hindu temple in Southeast Asia, built in the late 9th century under the Sanjaya dynasty. Prambanan is a testament to the heyday of the Mataram Hindu kingdom. This complex includes more than 240 large and small towers, of which the 3 main towers are dedicated to the 3 supreme gods in Hinduism: Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. Each tower rises as if to touch the sky, both majestic and sacred. The most unique feature of Prambanan is its layout according to the mandala model, a cosmic symbol in Buddhism. The towers are arranged harmoniously, reflecting the balance between humans and gods, between the earthly world and the eternal world. The exquisitely carved bas-reliefs on the walls depict the epic Ramayana, one of the greatest works of Indian culture. When the afternoon sun shines down, the patterns come to life, taking us back in time to a world full of legends and heroics. Despite earthquakes and many historical events, Prambanan still retains its majesty, becoming a World Cultural Heritage recognized by UNESCO. Today, this place is not only a religious site, but also an artistic center, where Ramayana plays are recreated right in the middle of the open-air stage, under the moonlight and the shadow of the ancient temple. Prambanan is not just an architectural work, but also a message from the past, about the prosperity of a dynasty, about the undying belief in the gods, and about the supernatural ability of humans to create wonders that last through time. 6. Angkor, the splendid capital in the middle of the Cambodian jungle. Hidden in the tropical jungles of Cambodia, Angkor is one of the greatest wonders ever created by mankind. Once the mighty capital of the Khmer Empire, Angkor was more than just a city. It was a symbol of strength, sophistication, and undying religious faith. The most prominent feature of Angkor is the massive temple system, built mainly from sandstone. Among them, Angkor Wat is the bright pearl, the largest Hindu temple in the world, worshipping the god Vishnu, with majestic architecture and sophisticated reliefs stretching for kilometers. In particular, the layout of Angkor Wat is designed to simulate Mount Meru, the sacred mountain in Hindu mythology, the center of the universe. More than just a place of worship, Angkor was also a city of wisdom. The elaborate system of lakes, canals, and dams created a rich agricultural landscape in the middle of the jungle, feeding hundreds of thousands of residents. The idyllic landscape of lakes, canals, and structures reflecting the sunlight made Angkor seem like a city floating on water. However, the collapse of the Khmer Empire and the mysterious abandonment of Angkor remain unanswered questions. There are theories that climate change, war, and disease caused the great city to gradually decline. But whatever the cause, Angkor has left behind an immortal legacy. Today, when the dawn shines through the main tower of Angkor Wat, we seem to witness the resurrection of a glorious, lost civilization. The sound of the forest wind mixed with the echoes of the ancient stone walls makes the traveler wonder, is it possible that Angkor never really disappeared, but is just sleeping peacefully in the memory of humanity? 7. Ellora Caves, masterpieces carved in the heart of the rock. Amidst the towering limestone cliffs of Maharashtra, India, there exists a wonder that has astounded the world. Ellora Caves, a complex of 34 caves carved directly into the mountain, spanning centuries from the 5th to the 10th century. What is special about Ellora is the convergence of 3 major religions: Buddhism, Hinduism, and Jainism. Each group of caves has its own distinct architecture and art, but they blend together in a common space, reflecting a rare religious tolerance and intermingling in human history. Among them, the most prominent is Kailasa Temple, a great structure carved from a single block of stone. This temple is considered one of the largest monolithic structures in the world, with towering towers, stone pillars, reliefs, and statues of gods carved extremely delicately. It is estimated that tens of thousands of craftsmen took centuries to complete this wonder. The carvings at Ellora tell a myriad of mythological and religious stories, from the life of Buddha, battle scenes from the Ramayana and Mahabharata, to profound philosophical symbols of Jainism. The details are so vivid that it almost feels as if the statues and reliefs can speak. To this day, one of the greatest mysteries of Ellora is its construction techniques. How could people, more than 1,000 years ago, without modern machinery, carve out a mountain of rock to create such perfect structures? In particular, the Kailasa Temple was carved from top to bottom, a technique that even modern engineers find difficult to replicate. Today, Ellora Caves is recognized by UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage. In the cool darkness of the cave, when the sparkling light shines on the 1,000-year-old reliefs, we seem to touch the soul of the past, where faith, art, and human intelligence blend into an immortal epic. 8. Ayutthaya, the lost, glorious capital of Thailand. In the fertile plains of Thailand, where three great rivers converge to form a natural island, there once existed a glorious capital, Ayutthaya. Okay. This capital was uniquely planned with a dense system of canals and rivers, creating a city that seemed to float on water. The temples, monasteries, and palaces were built on a massive scale, combining Khmer and Sukhothai architectural styles with influences from China and India. Temples such as Wat Mahathat, Wat Ratchaburana, or Wat Phra Si Sanphet are all testament to the power and piety of the people here. Most famous image, the Buddha head, lying in the roots of the Bodhi tree at Wat Mahathat, a sacred symbol. Not only a religious center, Ayutthaya was also a commercial hub. However, in 1767, Ayutthaya fell into tragedy when the Burmese army invaded, destroying and burning almost the entire city. The golden palaces turned to ashes. Although only ruined red brick walls and leaning pagodas remain, Ayutthaya still retains its majestic and quiet beauty. When the sunset falls, the sunlight dyes the ancient pagodas golden, and people feel as if the ancient capital is still there. Only Ayutthaya, the ancient capital 9, Nakshi Rostam, the valley. Just a few kilometers from the ancient city of Persepolis, next to the giant vertical cliffs of Iran, there exists a majestic and mysterious heritage complex, Nakshi Rostam, the resting place of the mighty kings of the Achaemenid Empire. Valley of the Persian Kings. 4 giant tombs were carved directly into the cliff, dozens of meters above the ground. Each tomb has the shape of a cross. The entrance is small, but the facade is extremely majestic. This is the resting place of great kings such as Darius the Xerxes, son of Artaxerxes and Darius II, who were once on the cliff faces. One can see deeply carved reliefs depicting kings receiving laurel wreaths from the gods, or scenes of glorious victories over enemies. Every line reflects power and belief in eternity. In addition to tombs, Nakshi Rostam also preserves carvings from the later Sassanid period, recreating. But the most mysterious thing is that inside these tombs, archaeologists have not found many valuable relics. Could it be that the treasures were looted thousands of years ago? Today, standing before Nakshi Rostam, looking up at the towering tomb gates, we cannot help but feel that we are facing the immortal gaze of Nakshi Rostam. The Valley of Tombs is a testament to the splendor. To 10. Bagan, land of 1,000 temples. On the arid land of the central plains of Myanmar, stretching along the banks of the Irrawaddy River, there is a majestic land that overwhelms anyone who sets foot there. Bagan, known as the city from the 9th to the 13th century, Bagan was the capital of the pagan kingdom, the first dynasty to unify Myanmar. During its heyday, the people here built more than 10,000 temples, and to this day, there are still about 2,000 structures standing firm against time. Seen from above, especially each pagoda in Bagan has its own unique features. Ananda Pagoda, the jewel of Bagan, stands out with its 4 giant Buddha statues facing the 4 directions. Daha Temple, Miss Shwezigon Pagoda, the sparkling golden temple. Bagan was not only a religious center, but also a place of cultural, artistic, and intellectual exchange. The surviving murals on the temple walls tell stories of Buddhism, mythology, and the daily life of the people centuries ago. However, what makes Bagan even more mysterious are the legends of royal treasures lost after wars, along with the temples. Today, Bagan has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. Bagan, the city of 1,000 pagodas, is not only the pride of Myanmar, but also a treasure of all mankind.